All right, man. I've done it, man. I have finally gotten the champion reward, going second. If you don't know, people have been spamming me in my comments about this video from this guy named Leon and stuff like that. I'm probably gonna leave a link down below. And they was like, yo, Marilli, you need to try this going second because we want to just see you suffer and stuff like that. And I did a live stream about it yesterday, suffer a little bit, but as you can see right now, I did complete enough to get like the champion reward, or at least not the top one, but at least close to it. It's 5 teams. I did use 5 teams, but I did record me beating all of the towers using just 1 team and stuff like that. So I'm definitely gonna be showcasing that in this video. But again, guys, hopefully you guys enjoy, and let's get into it. All right, so we are gonna be using the goddess team first on the first tower. Pretty much gonna be starting off facing off against demons, which goddess team is gonna be really good against that because you can't be encroached. Now I kind of love doing these goal second type of things because it's kind of interesting to see how well these teams work and stuff like that. But for this team, you know, you're just trying to get rid of Trading Milius first, and that's because Trading Milius has a damage reduction passive, and he also hits like a truck to your Tarmiel. The whole goal for this one is that you want to make sure that Sariel has more HP than Tarmiel, or they're all at like full HP, and because you want the boss to keep attacking Red Tarmiel, because Red Tarmiel is going to recover from his grace, and then you also get that passive boost as well, where every time he gets attacked and he recovers, you get like base stats as well. So you want to make sure you get rid of Trade Milius first, and then pretty much the people who are left is kind of like whatever. Because you just want to try to get to full HP for when you face off against the I think it's going to be the Ragnarok team next. So you want to make sure you're at full HP as much as possible. That's why you just going to probably see me not try to ult with Mael. You're going to see me pushing for Liz ultimate. That's because I want to have my ultimate saved up so I can fully heal my entire team. And that's going to be pretty much all of that. So we're gonna be healing, get a little buff, heal real quick, and then ult in just 1 shot. And that's it for the first one. Now the next one is going to be you know, the Ragnarok team, which hits like a super truck. Now for me, I am 12.5 million box CC buffed, and I have C5. I don't have C6 yet, but I do recommend for you guys, you have to have the angel artifact card set, the one with the that has like Merlin on there. You have to use that one because it gives you like base stats and stuff like that. So you want to make sure that is maxed out, especially you're a person who have under my box CC and stuff like that, because it's very hard to tank hits from Freya without that card set. But for me, I ain't gonna lie, you know, I did. Because people always ask me, like, be like, yo, Marilli, how do you be missing out on these free artifact card sets? And the thing is with me is that I'm mostly just PvP based and stuff like that, where I make fun PvP content. So I really don't be paying attention to the PvE side. I literally just be ignoring it because, like, the only PvE events that was, like, worthwhile was pretty much Demonic Beasts. Which, if you don't know, Demonic Beast card sets are usually PvP based anyways. I really didn't like pay attention to all the other PvE events that might be have, because they just be boring. I'm gonna be completely honest. It just be super boring, and I just be forgetting that they exist. Like you gonna tell me that playing against Hawk boss is gonna be fun? No, I'm gonna ignore that. Like, what? I be forgetting some of these events exist. I be like, wait, oh my god, there is an AFK Hawk event. That means just clicking on there just for, I don't know, it's just a couple of rewards. It's just like the PvE events are just, as of right now, aren't like worthwhile. The only ones that have been worthwhile was like Labyrinths, because that's fun. And I guess you could say Hero Arena too, which is technically PvP. No way. Oh yeah, for this one as well, you probably saw why I just glitched right there, and that's because you want to reset for this one. If Nafumi gets a stance, you have to reset. Now, if you don't know what I mean by reset, I mean you have to close the app and stuff like that and come back in to this mode before Nafumi finish off the stance and stuff like that. And that's because if he gets off the stance, it's going to be pretty much him stalling you out, and you don't want that to happen because Escanor starts to blast your other characters that isn't really Tarmiel. So again, you want to make sure you keep resetting. And again, this is just like Guild Wars and stuff like that, because they now allow you to reset the turn. So that's why I say you want to reset by closing out the game and stuff like that, because for certain teams, they will switch their cards. Like they don't have like set cards and stuff like that. Like this Nafumi team, so they might switch the position of the cards they might use and stuff like that. Also, for the people who are probably asking like what kind of card set that I use for this one, I think I used the I think I used that Druid one, just because I just wanted to use a random card set. It was either that or the damage reduction one, like the Halloween one. Just because, again, like, bro, there's not much I can do right here. So I just use like a random one. And broke it. Now, Fumi isn't good against Goddess' team anyways. Because his ultimate, even if he ults you, is not going to do much because you can't be stat lowered anyways. So that's why I just went for the heal. All right, let me focus on the teams, okay? Because you might get confused. Now, this is the same thing with the Angels team. If Tarmiel starts off with the stance, guys, resets. It's probably gonna happen right here, where you're gonna see the whole screen glitch off. That's because I reset right there. Yep, there goes the stance, and then I'm gonna reset. See, I reset. I closed the game. I came back in, and now you can see they switched their cards. Again, this is only for certain teams. Other teams like the Catastrophes, their card sets are pretty much set. That's because of how their team is set up. Like if the AI knows that you have a weak point character on your side, they're gonna try to start off with a debuff as much as possible. Same if they know that you're debuffed and stuff like. If they know they debuff, they're gonna start off with a cleanse. That's why the go second thing right now is like so easy to do. It's because you can now reset. So now it's a lot easier for players to win going second while getting rewards for challenge mode and stuff like that, or champion. So for people who are wondering, like, yo, this is how you do it. Now for me, the Angels team can be a little bit difficult, and the reason why I say it's difficult because you want to try to like push for Mayo ultimates and stuff like that. But the problem with the Goddess team, stuff like that, or the Angels team, is that Tarmiel, that boy keeps taking away your gauge like a million freaking times. I kid you not. Like all he does is take away your gauge, and he can stall you out to the point where other characters start getting their gauge and stuff like that. So you gotta be very careful with this, because nobody else can nuke on your team other than Mael with his ultimate. And look at that, Tarmiel just keeps taking away your gauge. He just keeps going for that too. So I just pretty much just healed ult. I probably should have just kept the Liz ult in my hand, just so Tarmiel will be forced to target multiple people. Because there you go again, about to take with my gauge. Again, that's the only annoying thing about this stage, is that Tarmiel, he's gonna keep taking away your gauge a billion freaking times. I think I tried to ult with Sariel and it did not work out. Yeah, you can see I didn't even crit. That's a Sever card. I didn't even crit on a Sever card, bruh. And look at that, he keeps taking with my gauge. There goes a revive ultimate. I think I just forced revive on Mael and stuff like that. And I think this is gonna be the part where I think he doesn't even get his yeah. I think I just ult right here too. Oh my god. You see the problem? He just keeps taking away the gauge, keeps taking it away. So I just ult, try to get rid of Mael. And do that. I'm just trying my best to get rid of Mael, because Mael is the biggest threat of the team because he does so much damage. So you want to try to get rid of Mael as much as possible, or bring him down as low. But again, you can also save your ultimate and stuff like that if you're confident in your team. And there we go, Mael is gone, so no more threat. And as you see, he did not take away my gauge, which means it's pretty much GG right here then. It took a while, but the job got done. And sometimes you can have runs where you don't get the where he gets Maya ultimate before you, or you get like no Maya cards. So that's also sucky. Now this is the easiest one probably, which is the this team. Well, I wouldn't say easy. It all depends because they still hit you like for a truckload because of all the crits. It's usually just because of Roxy. But you want to try to break down the team as much as possible though. So that's why you see I'm healing up. I'm not trying to go for a character. And you want to try to target like East and stuff like that. Just so they can not have that base stat boost anymore after attacking. Or you can go for mono too. Is it a mono or Easton? I'll probably say like mono first too. Because the cleanse. And then she gets rid of Liz because Liz had the lowest HP. That's why you want to be very careful with how much HP you have on your team. And I thought about I was gonna lose, but then I was thinking to myself like, nah. It's just that I don't have any more heals. So that's why I just went for Easton. And then they gave me more Mael cards, which is what you need. She disabled herself, so I just end up probably just going for Roxy now. And yep, that's GG, man. That's the first tower. Pretty difficult if you don't have the card set, but easy nonetheless. All right, so we are going to be going second on the second tower. We are going to be using the Ragnarok team. And because if you don't know, freaking Freya, she has a special ability on Hero Arena where you can get 20% of all stats for all your characters. And Ragnarok team kind of just run through a lot of characters, which means you probably don't even need like crit defense gear on your characters. Most people just run like attack crit set from what I've seen people show, and an HP set on freaking Nanashi and stuff like that. That's just how good it is. You also want to make sure you have level 5 on your artifact card sets. You want to be using this one. This is a really good one for damage reduction and 5% HP related stat ability for unknown characters. That's gonna be really good. So hopefully we don't suffer too much as we play this. All right, so we are going to be using the Ragnarok team. Now the first thing people ask is like, yo, Marilli, is Green Freya worth it or is it needed? And the answer is yes, because Green Freya has the season rule where pretty much if she's on the field, everybody else gets like 20% of all stats, all stat boosted, right? And with the character tier who is literally fest worthy tier, he's gonna be one-shotting everybody in sight with his weak point card. Now is tier probably needed? I don't really know for sure. I haven't really tested any of those teams because again I made sure to summon on tier. At least my tier is literally just 1/6. Okay, I think he's 1/6 or he might be 2/6. He's 2/6 or 1/6. So I made sure to get this man. Again, you hit like a truck, but you want to try to make sure you get Nanashi some HP. So that's why you see I'm attacking more with Nanashi. This is so I can heal a little bit more. Because you might have stages where you take a lot of damage and stuff like that. So again, you want to make sure you have a lot of HP needed and stuff like that. And you've probably wondering yourself like, Marilli, why am I seeing you talking? Why I see you talking, but it's not the same words? And that's because I was live streaming yesterday of doing Hero Challenge. Shout out to everybody who joined and watched me suffer. I had my guy Leon. Person I saw the video first from, going second and stuff like that. He came into the freaking live stream just watching me suffer. And he I literally was completing all the teams rather than Angel's team during that live stream because the Angel team, if you don't have the card set, bro, it's so annoying. But I was able to beat it and stuff like that, and that's good. Because I at least want rewards for the champion mode, just so I can get LR Escanor next week. So by next week, I should be able to get LR Escanor. But I'm a little bit upset because I think there's a festival coming next week too. So it's like, yo, what's the point of having LR Escanor if the festival gonna be outshining LR Escanor? Anyways, but it's all right. It's all right. I might still try to do a video on LR Escanor and stuff like that. Probably talking about how I finally got him and things like that. I might. It's just that, like, you know, it's already like too late. That's why. So this one you want to go for Salmo Meliodas and stuff like that. You just want to try to follow who I'm going for and stuff like that. Again, for the most of the time, you want to try to push for HP on your characters though. That's why you see sometimes I'm probably like stalling, just because I want to try to make sure I have the most amount of HP for my characters for the next team. So that's why I'm not really attacking too crazy. And then I left Zeldris alone because Zeldris is going to just single target anyways. So to give you equal opportunity to just recover my HP back. And there we go. And that's it. Now I should be decently full in terms of HP or health, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I'm again, man, like freaking like, yo, that LR event like hard carried us, bro. I can't even lie to you. That LR event hard carried us to get LR like super fast and stuff like that. LR Meliodas. But I knew it was gonna be that time where pretty much we was gonna get it all the time. That was just for that one special occasion announcing the new LR. But at least we had fun, you know, with LR Meliodas. Maybe next time they might switch it up. Maybe next time we'll get the LR event. But if I keep doing champion mode, I should have a good amount of coins for the next time it comes around, where pretty much I'll have enough to that first day literally just LR the first character that is announced. If everything goes right with me completing the champion mode. Now this one is versus Deanne, who has a recovery rate set. The goal is to either use Freyr or Freya ultimates with high dupes to finish her off, and that's because you have the death damage stuff like that, and the recovery rate from Deanne annoying you. So you have to use like a double hit ult, which is a good thing you have Freya and Freyr. Okay, so they're gonna be very good at double hitting. I can tell you that one. Okay. So now I have my ultimate. I almost was going on my Nanashi, but it's fine. Because this is literally like the fourth one anyways. And then my death damage ultimate should be able to get rid of you. Yep, 96. Heal up a little bit. And death damage right there. And now she's gone. And that next one is freaking unknown, which means unknown is pretty much GG after that. I think not this one. Because if you somehow maybe one of your characters might be gone and it's very hard to complete the unknown, you can always just use like a bond team to pretty much clean up. It usually works out from my experience. But since I got my team still at like decent HP, no one was gone. I didn't miss out on any amounts of damage. Like literally, you just blasted through everything. Like this is like the super easiest team to run against a tower, which is good because you know you don't have to use like a full on 4 teams, stuff like that. You can also just go for the minimum reward, which is using 7+ teams. As long as you're in champion mode, you're pretty much good. But yeah, that's GG. All right, so we on the 3rd tower now, okay? And the third tire, you want to use this weird little Purgatory Marilli and Matrona team. Now, this is the one where you need to use crit defense gear, okay? You need crit defense gear with rolls. You can use R gear, that is fine. If you are a little bit whaley, you can use some UR if you really need to. But crit defense with R gear is going to be absolutely fine. All right, it's not too perfect or anything like that. As long as I'm in the 20s. And then Matrona, you want to have like literally no gear. You can have her literally gearless. All right, we just do this just to look cool. All right, so we are going to be using Matrona and Purgatory Marilli team. You want to use this artifact card set. You know, make sure you level 5 this, all that good stuff. Because you might suffer if you don't. All right, so we are getting into this now. Again, this one was also a little bit tricky and wacky, as you're using Matrona to pretty much keep returning the revive function. Is this is like one of the more cool teams I've seen in a long time, where pretty much you're just abusing the undead feature plus Matrona's passive for the most part. You kind of recover rate yourself the entire time. Now for this one, you want to try to go for our Deanne, and you want to make sure you have like attack sets, attack crit defense set on Marilli. You can't use HP because you want to try to do as much damage as possible to that Deanne, because if Deanne stays alive, then pretty much she's gonna just take away the buff from Matrona and stuff like that. I think. Because usually it depends on who she targets and stuff like that. You just want to be very careful with it. The next person you want to go for is Brunhild, because Brunhild is annoying. But you also want to push for your ultimate as well. The reason why you want to try to go for Brunhild is because like she's going to AoE spam and then defense down you the entire time. Right here, we're just healing up one of our characters a little bit. And then we ult. Again, this is a little more cool one and funny one. I never thought this team would be this good for clearing a tower, but it actually is. Again, there's a lot of RNG involved when you face off against I believe the Ragnarok team or Catastrophe team. No, it's the Catastrophe team. When you face off the Catastrophe team, that's where it really depends on if you have a max artifact card set or not. But you can always just like clean up and stuff like that with like a Bond team or something like that, or any other team that can be ult rush. I think, and because I think the Catastrophe team has like Easton, so it's gonna be hard to use like a ult rush team. I don't know, maybe Rid Valenti might work for you. Rid Valenti, you can like reduce the enemy's crit damage and stuff like that based on how much crit defense she has, or is it crit resist? Might be crit defense. So that could be cool for you if you want to just lower their crit damage. For this one, it's not really. This one a little bit easier to understand with the Angels team. You're pretty much just trying to heal up with your characters and stuff like that. That's why you see I just debuff, infect, and then just one shot right here with my ultimate. Most of this team is just you ult rushing with Purgatory Meliodas for the most part. So that's why I say this team is like really fun and easy to do. Now, this one is the little tricky one where you're facing off against the Catastrophes. You have to have maximum rolls on your Meliodas to live, unless you have like the max artifact card set. And you're gonna see why. You're probably gonna see me jumping in for joy right here, because watch this. I live off of 1 HP and I was going crazy. You feel me? Again, I did live stream this, so if you want to watch the full-on live reaction, just check out the live stream. That's why I say for this one, and again, I am 12.5 million box CC, and I'm C5, okay? And I was barely living that hit. Barely living. The only problem is I had like the level 4 artifact card set. I think with level 5, you could really tank that one. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, it can be a little bit tricky using this team. As you see, I ult rush again, because again, you want to have your ultimate. Cleanses. He debuffs me a little bit. And then we heal up a little bit more. Then we go for debuff. And I just use the attack card. Yeah, you want to have like max rolls and stuff like that. And again, I did use R gear, so maybe if you use like maybe SSR, UR and stuff like that, it might be a little bit better for your Marilli to tank. But I just had R gear for the most part. Now this one is also a little bit tricky because you have to get rid of Rimuru, and Rimuru could get rid of your Zeldris. Now again, Zeldris isn't really needed much for this. But you do miss out on a lot of damage when you don't have Zeldris out there on the field. Which you're gonna probably see right here. I'm gonna be missing out on so much damage right here. Because you want to get rid of Rimuru, because if Rimuru stays alive, then he's gonna take away the undead buff from Matrona, and then Matrona is gone. But because I didn't have Zeldris, I missed out on so much damage. So then I just lost Matrona right then and there. But again, if that happens, just Marilli usually can solo this entire team by himself. But when it versus against the unknowns, it can be a little bit tricky to try to solo with Meliodas. So what I recommend is that you try to do as much damage as possible with your Meliodas, and then you you go for another team, which is gonna be like the Bond or Rush team. And I do this in this video right here from me live stream because again, I can't solo the unknown team because they just infect you or do so much damage. And unless you get like godly RNG where you're just pulling like mad gold cards, it is very hard to recover HP. And I missed my crit. The reason why I didn't one-shot that right there is because I missed my crit. Usually you could crit through the shield, but for some reason I got bad RNG and didn't crit at all. I'm assuming it's because I didn't get the attack boost right then and there. If I had the attack boost, I could have just crit it. So I kind of had to stall a little bit versus King. Which is not bad, you know. Again, as long as I get through this tower with like going through like 4 of the teams, it's still good, you know. You always want to try to have where you end up being on the final tower, and just so you can do the max amount of damage and stuff like that, or use the less amount of teams. And this is where you're gonna see me. I'm gonna try to solo freaking those, but it does not work out. I kind of misplayed on this one because I didn't really like exit out when I did a lot of damage. Or I think I could have went for Nanashi a lot more and got rid of him, but I went for the bad play for this one. As you see, I was literally undead. What I should have did more damage to his Nanashi. Cause I think I'm gone right here. Cause the AoE got rid of Melascula, and then he got some HP back from that attack. And I should have just reset. I should have just closed off when I attacked with Meliodas, or double attacked into Meliodas right then and there. But I got a little bit greedy and try to see if I could like do as much damage as possible. Because I did have the undead effect, which gave me like additional attack related stats. But I literally just chose not to reset. So I just opted out to finish it off with the Bond team. And as you can see, it does use Liz, because Liz is going to let us get the ultimate pretty fast. And you just want to nuke with Bond after this. Again, it's always good to have a clear team for the final team, just so you can finish off the tower. And I beat the whole thing using 5 teams. I didn't do it by 4 or less. That's because of RNG for the most part, and I was getting really tired of resetting. So I just said forget it. I'll just use 5 teams. But these are the teams you want to use though, for people who are wondering. Again, it's just hard on like the RNG and stuff like that for you to pretty much finish it off. But yeah, guys, that is going to be me clearing the tower. That's pretty much it, guys. That is clearing the tower with all these teams going second.